and I am interviewing for Listening to Smile, and I am doing the Human Amplification Project. And I am so excited today to be talking to Abel Jackson here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hello.
About the amazing art that you create that opens my heart whenever I see it.
Right.
There's this beautiful piece of art that is behind you that when I first saw it, it was profound, and I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "I've got to talk about this for an hour."
Right.
And you were so patient and so kind, and you were like, "Yes, I will talk to you."
Yeah, it's great when somebody, it's like understanding. So it's like, oh, okay, you get it, you know what I mean? So it's always great to talk to somebody about the work.
Yeah, and I feel like, when I saw it, it brought up all of these feelings and emotions, and because of this work of like keeping my heart open, I could be open to it and all of the feelings, and I got to like expand with that.
Right.
I got to amplify.
Wonderful, perfect.
Yeah, and so I was talking about your mission and your purpose and all of these wonderful things that is part of your mission statement, and I just would love for you to share part of what your mission and goal is with what you create, because it's so profound to me.
Well, we talked about this. I can't remember all my specific words, but I would say that my goal is to create masterful, beautiful, aesthetically pleasing work that, first of all, I do it for myself, but then I also want to have a positive effect on people who view it. So, I want it to be stimulating to the mind, to stir your thought, and hopefully expand our consciousness awareness of in general, both for me and for whoever views it that is open to that,
Do you, because of that, right? Like that's kind of a big statement that you want to stir up thoughts, and you want to do it in a positive way, and you want to be uplifting with it. And how do you do that with the works that you create, because it's to open up that space?
Well, it is a completely internal process. So really, my process does not begin with necessarily considering the viewer outside of myself. It's a process that begins inwardly. So, I just look within, and then what comes out, comes out.
When you do that, so I feel like when we create, like where does creating come from for you? Like you said, you look within, right? So when you look within, how does that come out? Because for some people, when they look without, okay, we explain.
Extreme, okay, so you got the love. You love what you're doing. So you can spend time, for example, and do still life and draw something that you see. Well, eventually, you don't just see outside of yourself with your physical eyes. You can see in your mind's eye, like when you close your eyes or when you dream or something, you can see. So when I can close my eyes, it's like it puts me in greater contact to what I really feel. So it's like I'm seeing what I'm feeling, and then when I manifest it, it's like an interpretation of the feeling, and it don't never turn out exactly how I see it in my mind, but I just try to get it close to what I'm seeing, which is really reflective of what I feel.
And it shows. Like, so you said, you basically your mind's eye, right? Your third eye, it's the pineal gland, it's that conscious awareness. So it's like, you're speaking some like up-level conversation with your art.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because when I see it, because that's where we are. It's where we're thinking, and it's, we're in that space of that creative realm where it's like, yes, we can paint the flowers and they're beautiful, and I'm not saying those are bad or wrong.
Right.
I feel, however, that your art has such a creative quality from the heart that it has like healing properties to it. I define healing as like facilitating a positive change in self or others.
Right.
Which is uplifting. It's a positive change, and that's part of your mission. So do you feel and see that your art heals?
I haven't thought about that in regards to it healing someone else. I think that my art helps me deal with some things. So a lot of different things. And perfect, that'd be great. If if it heals, that's even better. I just know, or at least what I feel is that I have a purpose, or within the art world, I have my space where I play my role in what I do. So it has its place. It's got its time and its place for my kind of work.
Do you think it's now?
Yeah.
And it's always now.
Right. That's yeah.
Right, so technically, your
time is
pieces
now,
can
yeah.
always be timeless, right?
Yeah,
Because like for the piece that's behind you, that it has all these components that are now, and they speak to that of the past, and they also can speak to where we can be in the future. So even if the now is the future, looking back at your stuff now, I think it would be seen in the light that is still healing and beneficial for that future space. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that it's like you said, it's something that you find to be healing. And I never really purposefully said that, well, that's what I'm going to do. But it's good that it has that kind of effect. And if I can have that kind of effect on people, then that'll be perfect.
Yeah. I think that when we allow the creativity to come out, right? You said that it's helped to heal you, in that space of introspection and then creating and letting it out.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of healing, right? And because we're all reflections of each other on some level, whatever heals you is going to, when someone's open to it.
Right.
Like, they're going to be open to feeling that healed upliftment.
Right. Got you.
So how do you keep your inspiration going?
I don't really have to work hard at being inspired. Like, outside of creating art, I have to relax to be inspired to other things to help me progress in my overall business of art. But as far as the artwork and the concepts themselves, they're just there and they're on my mind, and it's like pleasurable, it's fun, it's joyous. It's just like if I get tense, I paint a painting in my head. So I don't really have to really try to be inspired visually with everything that's going on around and everything that's going on within, and I can just
You said something that just made me go, because you said the thing that I want everyone to hear, that you allow inspiration to come.
Right.
You don't go searching for it, like, I gotta find inspiration because I've got to paint. If I don't paint, I'm not going to make it. You're like, I know I need to receive inspiration, because where it comes from is so deep in your heart and in your introspective mind and in the core of who you are. And you have this awareness that to receive inspiration, to be inspired.
It go and it'll pop. I mean, it'll happen. It just pop right in.
Yeah.
And you'll know it when it happens. You'll be like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, that's
it, yeah.
And I think it's cool that you can find inspiration when you sit still enough to paint a painting in your head. Like, if I'm busy freaking out about something or not allowing myself time to create, like, I'm going to pay bills instead all day, every day, I'm stressed out, then I'm not going to still enough, long enough to even create that mental imagery.
Right.
Like, that's the first step. It's that, like, I just need to pause it and just, like, allow myself to imagine.
Yeah, that's the first step, is to say, I'm going to do it. Or, I want to give myself this space. Now, I don't really have to, I do it all the time. I was born doing it. So what I do is like on my life goal or I got a life mission statement, just like I got a mission statement. So within that framework is art. So I have a process where I will play some music, and each of the songs is a different painting. And I just, it's almost like listening to music and dancing. I'm listening to music.
My back just popped. Really, I needed some inspiration. I need to inspire to breathe in, which is where I think inspiration comes from. It's when we pause and take that breath to inspire. That's what inspiration means, which I think that pause and taking the breath,
Right.
So you were talking about your life, like your life mission, and, you have the art bubble piece.
Right.
Then you have your art mission, and that's that piece. And because it's what you do for your life, it's you're an artist.
Right.
You're a full-timer. This is what you do. You get to live and get the energetic exchange for this. And where would you, like to see this grow? Like, where would you, if people could see the message that you have, one, where would you want it to be seen? And also, what would you, if you could take the words out and say, this is, I want to stir your heart, or like, what would that be?
Okay, to answer the first question, who would I want to see it? And I've decided that I want millions of people to see it. I want everybody to see it. Like, I want to create or complete a body of work that I get as many people to see it as possible. And so my mind is starting to turn towards, first I have to get beyond myself and not be so closed off, but it's just like I want to put it out there so that it can be seen by whomever. The second part of your question was...
If you could take the words from your art, because of where it, your mission says that you stir the soul, so how would you be like, hey y'all, look at the, I don't think you would say y'all. No. You may say y'all, I don't know.
Well, I do know I want to have a show. And I don't know, I just put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of way I gotta, first of all, it's a lot of work I want to create, but I want to put it out there, And I got a plan of what I'm gonna do. So like when you see this, I know, for example, a lot of the imagery that I'm working with now is really more about your topic, which is divine feminine. So it's really going in that direction.
Really? Because a lot of the art that you create is so, it's so deep in the meanings behind it. I mean, you've got sacred geometry in there. You have things that are going on in politics and religion, sex, just, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the divine in general, the conscious awareness and connection to the creator energy that we are all connected as. And the heart and the conscious awareness and how that kind of is the guiding path. And that's like, it's not new art, but it's bold.
Right.
Like, if you look at like, Da Vinci or whatever, like that stuff was in there, but sometimes we don't see it, right? Because it was mathematically equated to prove just the math of it. And now it's like you're bringing together the math of it. Right. The math of the reality. Yeah. But with a positive intention.
Yeah, it's like a science. It's a science to what you see, basically. It's a science to it. And you don't have to, in order to create art, you don't have to know the science because you do it intuitively and you are the science. But if you do it enough to where you're looking at yourself, then you'll start to see the science of it. So how people take things in, like it's a science to taking in the light, it's a science to the shadow as a result of the light on the eye, you know what I mean? And so it's a science to it. You can see the science in sacred geometry, you know what I'm saying? Like whether you want to look at it mathematically, whether you want to look at it, geometric wise, but there's a science to it, yeah.
That is so awesome. Yeah. I'm excited as more and more and millions of more people see your art, because it brings up questions and it does stir the soul, because it's where it's created from within you. Right. And it opens up the heart and it brings the mind to this space of curiosity and without the judgment. And for your art to be that bold and that boldly presented is a gift. I feel like it is so healing because it's where it comes from.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me and the Human Amplification Project.
Well, you have amplified me. So, this is like an elevation of being interviewed. Yeah,
it's fun.
On the camera.
I love it. Yeah. So I want to thank you so very much. And I look forward to seeing more of you and your work.
Okay. Nice to see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.